Hello and welcome back to another disturbing episode of Techno Babylon. Yeah, that was your only warning. And what is this?
Ugh.
This is the restaurant's niche, apparently. Human meat.
Ugh.
Hey, you're... I'm supposed... Whatever. Just whatever.
Hello? Huh. It's like someone just hit his off switch.
I'm just looking around for things to steal, as it were. Bones on glass jar. Oh my god, I feel icky already.
Ugh. It's too big to carry. It's too big. It's too big. It's too big.
Okay. We're going to find something on those hooks. Yes, we are. Okay. We should speak to the cook. So let's go ahead and do that.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I'm Dr. Regis. Nina's asked me to investigate the explosion.
a cell agent? Well, all right. Just be careful what you touch. This place is half kitchen, half lab.
There are human bodies in your kitchen.
Yes, there are. It's a freezer. What are you, the food inspector?
Give me a good reason I shouldn't haul your ass down to cell.
It's all legal, I guarantee. They're annual clones, grown without brain tissue.
I know what it means. I guess the presentation was a shock. Why is this restaurant serving cloned human tissue?
I trained in engineering at Darwin. We'd flash grow human bodies to test DNA alterations. So I guess human tissue is what I'm most familiar with.
You're a engineer.
Well, I dropped out before my PhD. I learned enough to sample DNA and use it to grow flash clones.
No kidding. My background's in engineering as well. You altered these bodies?
None of these. They're all template. Caucasian, male, 20s, brown hair.
This is quite the setup you've got. Combined sampler growth chamber?
That's right. We usually use the template. Sometimes get specialist orders, though.
Like if someone wants to eat themselves?
Sometimes. We can ready up a new cadaver in about a week with it.
I can't access cell at the moment. I might need to use your equipment.
Do you have to? You know you'd have to flush the current growth.
Sorry about that. Tell you what, Nina will reimburse you.
Well, okay.
Just one little thing here. He did say that their stock template was brown-haired male white man. You may have noticed a blonde white man with underwear flying by. That is the original waiter, but one thing at a time.
Going from engineering to catering, that's quite a switch.
Most of my family are cooks. They run a restaurant in Vietnam. When I was at med school, someone found out about my family, dared me to make something out of human muscle tissue.
And?
And it turned out my human bolognese was really, really good. Not just being immodest or anything.
You said you dropped out. Is that why?
Yeah, turns out the academy had regulations about improper disposal of remains. But now I had an idea, and I knew there'd be a market for it somewhere. My family are great chefs, and I can make human bodies. Bingo.
Jesus.
A suicide bomber attacked the gathering upstairs. He was disguised as one of your waiters.
Whoa, I wondered what that was. What did he look like?
Blonde, about 1.65 meters, might have looked uncomfortable or limping.
Huh, biobomber?
That's right. How did you guess?
You mentioned the limp. They've got pretty serious health problems, don't they?
Yeah, he might have replaced one of your staff.
Huh, they all checked in.
If he incapacitated one of your staff, can you think of where they'd do that?
It'd have to be somewhere you could hide a body, I guess.
Maybe there was a bit of an altercation in the bathroom. Oh wait, no. No, that's not right. No. Okay. Let's keep talking.
You get a lot of clandestine meetings like this taking place?
You'd be surprised. This place is popular with the wealthy. Haven't had an assassination before, though.
You know what they're discussing up there.
They don't tell me, and I don't ask about anything but their orders. Dr. Zhang pays me enough to know I probably shouldn't.
What's with the bouncer?
He came with Mr. Stepford's party, along with a few others. I think he was supposed to be guarding the kitchen, but...
What happened?
Well, he wasn't very talkative, but after I started working, he just kind of zoned out. Couldn't get an answer out of him.
I like the glowing fish in the tank you've got.
Thanks. I made those myself. They were my first engineering project.
Luciferin luciferase from fireflies.
Well spotted. I imported the sequence into red snappers and kept them viable. 10 generations now.
A lot of academies use those as a starter project, but that's impressive.
We keep them as a reminder of where we came from. Or, in case the power goes out.
Those fish he's talking about, it's not these, but, oh, yeah, that's, those are ovens, right. It's the glowing thing in the wall by the security guard, the lower level area outside.
The sequencer's a different model to my usual.
Cell's probably got something more impressive than that thing. You have to purge the current project before you can do anything. Then you can submit genetic material to start a new growth project.
What kind of material will it take?
Blood, dermal tissue, almost anything. Makes it easier to get a sample from customers.
What's your advice for cooking human meat?
Planning on going into competition with me? Well, you know how they say everything tastes like chicken? It's actually better if you treat human tissue like pork.
Like pork?
Yeah. Sausages, slices, filet. There's a lot you can do with it.
And this is indeed quite disgusting.
It's restaurants like this that make me glad everyone in this city just uses auto meals these days.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad. It's not harming anyone after all.
Something about it still doesn't feel right.
You probably don't feel nearly so angry talking to me as those auto mill personalities, right?
You have a point.
Yeah, okay. Let's just get on with
Thanks.
things.
Whatever I can do to help.
Hey, stop the carousel.
What's wrong?
That body isn't brown-haired, that's why.
These
He's also
bodies are
wearing
supposed to be
long
clones, right? So why is this one blonde?
Oh, God. Henry. What happened to him?
He's taken a nasty blow to the head. Looks like it's the hypothermia that's finished him, though.
Oh, hell. Why'd they leave him in the freezer?
Best place to hide a tree is a forest. Best place to hide a body is with a whole lot of other bodies.
Why Henry? He was such a nice boy.
Same hair color as the bomber. Whoever's behind this took his uniform for the bomber's disguise.
Somebody would have seen him being dragged across the restaurant.
He must have been killed in here. I'll find who's behind this.
Yeah. Let us see what comes next. Okay, now we examine the growth chamber. Sorry. Now what though? Oh right, we have that. Genome taken from the blood on the vent. The fact that the accomplice had an XY chromosome and was therefore male narrows the pool of suspects. Okay, let's look at the thing here. So seeing as we have this, Nina Jiang is grayed out. It is also improbable that it is Liam Stepford, if you ask me. Ah. Well, it could be, of course. I don't actually remember. Well, I might as well not really speculate on the whole thing. So can I use this on this guy though? I guess I can't. Okay. Yeah, these are the glowing fish I was talking about. Let's look at them.
Ow! Hey!
Okay. An aquarium now cracked open from the blast. Several luminous fish orbit each other, reminding you of one of your training projects when training as an engineer. A label sits beneath the tank. Please do not touch the glass. These specimens are aggressive and startle easily. These fish are not a menu item. Okay. So, about that guard. Let's see the guard
Mr.
down in
Stepford,
the
can I have a
kitchen.
moment?
Oh my, yes.
You're the one who found my embryos?
Oh my, yes.
Where are they?
Dr. Regis, while it pains me to say this, we simply can't tell you. Then we would have no bargaining position.
You lousy piece of...
Please, Dr. Regis, be assured that they are in no danger at this time. Dr. Zhong is the one with whom you must discuss the release of the information. I have been asked not to speak any more of this matter. Oh my, no.
And seeing as you're all computery, that's going to be more trouble than it's worth. Okay.
I found one of your heavies in the kitchen. Looks like something's knocked it out cold.
Oh my, a technical fault, no doubt. May I ask you to show me the defective platform?
Sure, I guess.
Excellent. We can't have our firm slandered by accusations of low-quality units.
Oh yeah. So now we're going to find out why it can't have been Mr. Stepford. Let's see. Okay, we go.
Dr. Regis, Oh my.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I know what's going on. The cavity magnetron in the growth array. It generates a huge mag flux in here.
It broke them. Is it permanent?
What do I look like, a tech?
Well, oops. So, seeing as the killer had to have come in here, we can rule out Liam Stepford as well. And he's either Councilman Dean or Ran Schumann. Let's see. I kind of want to do this though. Oh yeah, we in there. So, what do we do about this? Okay.
Hey, who's that?
Now, keep in mind that the voice box, as it were, of this little guard here belongs to Dave Gilbert, while Stepford's voice actor is Abe Goldfarb. If you do this, you get an achievement, although, well, not actually bringing the game forward, but I'll just show you what it leads to.
My word, this is a peculiar experience.
Mr. Stepford,
Oh my, yes. Thank you for your assistance, Dr. Regis.
do you know what happened? The chef mentioned something about mag flux.
Allow me to check the crash log. Yes, it appears that the kitchen was indeed saturated with a high-intensity magnetic field. No doubt from an item of hardware. They often pose a hazard to advanced synthetic platforms.
You're okay, though.
Quite so, thanks to your timely intervention. They really ought to have a warning sign in that kitchen, oh my.
So, synthetics can't operate in there?
Oh my, no. A field of that strength is positively ghastly. Like working in a cloud of chlorine for men such as yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must change into something more comfortable.
We know the waiter was murdered within the kitchen. The mag field would be lethal to any synthetics trying to get in there. That means we can rule out Stepford as a suspect.
And I guess I told a lie there. Apparently the story does progress if you do that. The achievement I'm talking about is, of course, Dave Goldfarb, because Dave Gilbert is trying to channel his inner Abe Goldfarb. Yeah. So, let's see, we have that, just reading ahead here. Bone saw, jar. Oh. You're not gonna like this. At least I don't like this. Don't mind me.
Ugh. Here goes.
Yada yada yada. Oh, wow, great. At least there was no sound effects. I appreciate that. You carve a slice from the cadaver, the nausea welling up reminds you why you went into genetic medicine rather than the macro scale. Let's see, stick the slice of meat into the jar. Let's see.
That's not going to work.
Yeah, good. Just had a test. Aha! Oh, yeah. This is gonna be very adventure gamey. You know that dark place in the bathroom? We need to get out there. But, how do you suppose we are going to find our way in the darkness? Why, we catch a glowing fish. Of course. Stands to reason. With the bait in place, the fish eagerly crowd around the bottle. When one adventurous soul takes the plunge, you hoist him from the water within the jar.
Gotcha.
And now we have a light. So let's go in here and see what's up. Okay, we have something. Frayed cloth rucksack is bundled against the wall. It's covered in soon on patches of Christian iconography. Always the Christians, huh? Sorry.
The bomber's back.
Likely this used to contain supplies to aid the bomber in remaining undercover in this city of heathens. Now, the only thing remaining is a handwritten note. Let's read the note.
Crumpled note found in the bomber's possessions, apparently from whoever hired him. It says,
Time has come. Tonight. 2200 at 1181 Shenley. Service entrance C on roof. Will open for you from inside. GBWU. Okay. Do we have anyone with those initials? So I'm going to skip ahead a little. We're going to ask some of our suspects about this note. But I am going to go straight to the gold, as it were.
Mr. Ron,
What you want?
probably a stupid question, but did you know what they serve here?
Of course, it's people.
The idea of eating human meat appeals to you?
Absolutely. Is why I like to come to Newton. You have some crazy laws, but almost nowhere else will allow things like this.
It's cloned meat, apparently, so technically no harm done. That's the legal foundation.
A shame. Would rather eat real human. Ultimate sign of control of people.
Eat the poor.
Exactly. That will teach them.
I'll get back to you.
Stop wasting my time.
Okay, apparently I wasted your time as well. Click the note on him, and that's the way forward.
What do you make of this, Mr. Ron?
What it say?
You can't read English?
English second language. I got secretary for that.
You don't say.
Ah, Dr. Regis. Might I have a word in private? We're alone?
As alone as we're going to get. What do you want?
Your investigation is drawing to an end, is it not?
Yes, and you are kind of the only suspect remaining on the list of potential suspects, Mr. Man.
Might be. Why?
You are, without a doubt, a skilled detective, Dr. Regis. I am proud that the city employs only the finest. I believe that your inquiry will find only one credible suspect, myself.
You're going to plead your innocence? Tell me it's a mistake?
Not at all. You see, I am indeed responsible for the attack.
You lied to us. The governor's a fake then. I'm sure your voters would love to find that out.
The governor is working as well as it ever has. I have not once lied to you, Dr. Regis.
I asked you if you hired the bomber.
I did not. My assistant hired the bomber, at my request.
Politicians.
People have to phrase their questions to me very carefully,
You'd better have a real good reason for all this.
for various values of good. You recall Gil Vanderwall?
Yeah, I do.
What does Vanderwall have to do with this?
2 years ago, much to my shame, I did something terrible. I took part in a vote-fixing program for the Cosmopolitan Party, and they promised me this office in the next election. Gil discovered this and has been blackmailing me ever since.
But why the suicide bomber?
He realized that Nina's project might lead to his death. He was a spiteful man, and he needed a guarantee that he could strike back against her if that happened.
From beyond the grave.
Essentially, I was his guarantee.
He wanted you to kill Nina for him?
Or materials he has on me would be released to the public. My career, my family would be ruined.
So instead of turning you in, I should...
Tell them that Ron Schumann was responsible.
What? Frame an innocent man?
You've spoken to him, Dr. Regis. He is a truly, objectively despicable individual.
You're one to talk.
What I've done was terrible, but I wish to make reparations for what I've done. After this is done, I shall devote my life's work to annihilating corruption in our city. Ron wishes no more than to desecrate and pollute our nation as he has done his own.
Which is true. He has a point.
You nearly killed us all with that bomber.
I apologize most sincerely for that, Dr. Regis. Had I known someone such as yourself would be present, I would have found other means. Please, consider what this means for the city.
Charlie, what have you found?
I've completed my investigation.
That was most swift.
Though effective, I've no doubt.
Who tried to kill us?
After finding enough evidence to exclude all other parties.
So, we get the choice. And I am a straight shot, so... Sorry, counselor.
The only conclusion possible is that Counselor Dean is responsible.
What?
My word.
Andrew, is this true?
See? He not say anything. Otherwise, he have to tell truth.
Yes, I am responsible. I acted to save my family from my mistakes. I joined this project to protect the city that I love. The rest of you are backstabbing cowards, out to loot Newton for your own gain.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Counselor. That leaves us only one option, I'm afraid. Liam.
What are you doing? Wait, stop!
Poor dear Counselor Dean. Tragically thrown from the building by the blast.
You're completely insane.
We're doing what we have to, Charlie. As promised, the information you require. The man who has your kids, your mind-jacker, is a contractor, Jayam Kressel. He's based out of an aerostat currently moored at the Xanadu dockyard.
You haven't changed one bit, Nina.
I hope you find what you're looking for, Charlie. Remember, I'm always here if you need my help.
The uptake reports came in. Looks like there was a 99.1% volume of new code in the embryo.
Oh, that's fantastic. We'll have a viable specimen for testing within days.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have had the same kind of uptake if it was one of the brain-dead ones. So, how did you manage to score these full-scope human embryos?
Yeah, this is a wonderful situation, isn't it? Well, trying the honest option here.
It would have taken months to get approval from the city council, so we used our own.
Yours. You and Charlie.
They're healthy, and they got all the right uptake markers.
Oh, I'm just kind of surprised Charlie agreed to it, given his previous line of work and all. You have told him, haven't you?
I was going to find a way.
That explains why he's on the warpath, then.
Oh, nuke me. How did he find out?
Vicky!
Uh-oh.
Dr. Chigwa, may I speak to my wife?
Charlie, you better not...
Get out! Dr. Baxter just congratulated me on what a noble gesture I was making for science. Apparently, we volunteered our own embryos for engineering.
I'm sorry I hadn't told you yet. Dr. Vargas was having enough trouble stalling the council. We needed to start showing results, so I made the decision for both of us.
You didn't think I'd object if I knew beforehand?
Well, no. Using our own embryos was the right thing to do to keep the project afloat.
You have no idea what I'm upset about.
Sure I do. It's not as if we're bringing the embryos to term. Their lives aren't going to be affected by the alterations we're making.
We've already affected them by using them in this role.
You're mad because I didn't talk with you about it first.
No. Well, yes, I am, but that's not why I feel like this.
I understand it was a big decision. We've invested a lot of time and energy into having kids. I'd probably be upset in your position, but I'd have hoped you'd trust me to make choices for the both of us.
Oh, God, you haven't understood what's wrong with this at all.
Have you seen the uptake results Dr. Chigwa recorded? We've got over 95% success. The neural tissue development is going to be phenomenal.
I don't give a damn about the results.
It's not the fact that we're engineering human embryos. It's that there are embryos.
I spent 2 years weaponizing children. The fact that they were destined, doomed to a purpose.
It's one thing to have your life affected by a quirk of genetics, but when you've been deliberately altered before birth to fit a role...
I'd hoped that I'd escaped it, but seeing it with our own kids, it's just...
I understand, Charlie. I'll talk to Dr. Vargas about it.
He won't be happy. It sounds like he was counting on this.
You'll just have to deal with it.